Warning, this podcast contains werewolves. Or a werewolf. Hello everyone and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Sleepy Hollow, Season 4, Episode 7, Loco, Parentis. Why did I roll that like a Spanish word? I am your host, Dom, and with me is Kim. It's Latin, it's not Spanish.
Yeah,
but, yes.
but still, I mean, you could roll it.
So, remember the theory that I threw out last week of, the monster is gonna be Molly's dad? Remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the reason being is after reading the synopsis and the title, I instantly translated Spanish out of the title, where Loco, Parentis kind of means crazy parent in Spanish. That is not the case in Latin, however. In Latin, Loco Parentis means in place of a parent. So I was kind of on the right track.
Oh, nice. Huh?
I was on the right track. So if we took the time to translate the title, we would have came to the conclusion a lot easier. But yeah, I was definitely on the right track. So this episode,
I'm surprised it took her, sorry.
No, go ahead.
It took her so long to realize, how long he had, his station wasn't done yet.
Yeah, well, I think she was just more in shock that he was there. You know, it was
Maybe,
just kind of like, oh, he's here, whatever. And then, you know, as time was going on, the pieces all started coming together. You know, but yeah, it was kind of interesting. This definitely having the werewolf be Molly's father, Diana's ex husband, boyfriend, whatever. Were they married?
No.
Ex-boyfriend. This definitely opens the door now to have the real Mitch come onto the show and do stuff, be involved. So I don't think right now. I mean, they said he's still on tour for another 6 months, right? Is that what it was?
6 months.
So I think it'll be a bit. Maybe even not this season. Maybe next season, leaving the door if there is a next season. And if you were asking me last season if I wanted another season, I would have told you no. But if you're asking me now, I kind of want another season.
We did have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
At the end, whether we wanted another season.
Yeah.
And we were questioning whether it was going to happen.
Right.
Because of how bad the season was.
Right. I think we wanted one to kind of close it out, which would be this season. But
right.
I'm saying if you asked me last season if I wanted 2 more seasons, like a season after this one, I would have been like, no, absolutely not. But now that we're here in this season and seeing how much they've changed the show and I just love it. I can't.
New life.
Yeah, I can't even begin. But here we had a werewolf, right? And the werewolf that we've had werewolves before, right? In the past in Sleepy Hollow, we had Corbin actually turned into one.
Right.
So
this is a little different.
Right, exactly, and that's what I like about it. Oh no, he was a Wendigo. He wasn't a werewolf.
Wendigo.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, Wendigo is different than a werewolf.
Yeah. So no, did we have werewolf? I think we still did.
I didn't think we did.
I could be wrong.
I thought it was just the Wendigo, which technically they are considered the kind of the same thing.
Right.
But Ichabod was saying in this episode was that werewolves have different, even though they're the same species, more or less, same monster, they have different characteristics. They have different, kind of okay, so there's cats or felines, have their tigers, lions, blah 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 blah. So it's the same concept with werewolves.
Right. Yeah. This one seemed to have mind reading, telepathy kind of thing, because it knew a lot of details, about things. It didn't know everything. I don't know how much of that. It didn't seem like it was an in the now kind of psychic imprint. of like it could read minds currently because then it would have known Molly's intentions. But it seemed it gathered enough information to kind of play Mitch really well. You know, like knew that he was a soldier and knew the history of him and Diana and stuff like that. So I'm a little kind of confused how it got that information. So
Well, I mean, it can shapeshift, so it's a shape. I mean, even though technically werewolves are shapeshifters, but this is a little different than normal shapeshifting, being human, switching, shapeshifting into a wolf.
right,
This is, I can take the shape of any person.
I
So the
really
wolf is
liked
actually
that.
your normal. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
no, I
it's a little
really,
different.
really, really like that concept. I'm just confused how it got enough memories to actually be Mitch. That's the only thing I don't understand. Um, because then it would have known Molly was lying about the bicycle, the Christmas bicycle, if it had telepathy.
Right.
It would have known that Molly was trying to escape when she tried to go use the bathroom. All that, and like everything that you see from Molly there is so resourceful. Um,
Oh yeah, she is super smart. Like it's
yeah,
super, super smart.
yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. And like you wanted to like Mitch, you did. He seemed like all reformed and like him and Diana had a moment at the diner and like if it wasn't for everything going on, with Crane and all that, Mitch may have like if that Mitch was the
I
real
don't know.
Mitch, I think
And
I
Crane
think
was
they're
pushing them together, though.
yeah, no, I know, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. But I'm saying if it wasn't for the stuff with Crane as in the research and getting called away, like she got called to back to Crane in the middle of the diner,
Oh, okay.
like that kind of stuff. Um, yeah, no, Crane was definitely pushing for them to be together. We don't know. I mean, it seems like they're kind of pushing Crane and Diana together. Like, it seems like a road. I think Crane's going to eventually, like, when this comes up, I think Crane's going to be more apprehensive than anything because of the feelings he had toward Abby and, the parallels and all that. So I think right now, Crane is being like, yeah, go do this so he doesn't have to worry about it kind of thing. I think
Hmm.
that's why he's more pushing Mitch and Diana together. Um, so, but yeah, I don't know. I really love the way that they tied this to Plymouth Rock, though. I think that was
Yeah, that was
absolutely
that was
fantastic.
interesting.
That we find out that they're originally thinking that this is Dreyfus, right?
Yes.
So you have Jenny interrogating the demon that she captured, and
Uh,
hmm,
can't think of his name.
uh,
Even
Job, Job,
Job.
yeah.
Job. Yeah.
Um, and then she's interrogating him, and he's like, "Oh, just remove some of these protective runes," and she's like, "Yeah, no, that's not happening." And then when they find out, Molly's gone, things change a little bit. Like everybody's super protective of Molly. I think Jenny, especially because it's kind of like the last bit of Abby. They spent so much time
Mm-hmm.
looking for this soul that is now Molly. The connection that's Molly's basically her connection to Abby. It's what's left. So I think that's why Jenny's so invested in the protection of Molly. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Job is just like, yeah, whatever. He doesn't say anything about the fact that Dreyfus is not the creature, right?
No,
They're
he didn't.
so they're all like expecting to be Dreyfus, and that's how Mitch went undetected for so long. Well, first they didn't know it was a werewolf. When they did, then they thought it was Dreyfus, and that's why Mitch was still going undetected until that's when Diana had her big revelation. Oh, it takes the form of people. Oh my God, Mitch, and she calls, and he's still on tour and all that, and it was just like, yeah. How did you not see this coming? I did. Did you see it coming, B? Did you
Oh,
forget it?
oh yeah.
You knew it was Mitch the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't question that at all. I wasn't expecting our ending.
mm,
Didn't think like I knew he was still alive, but I wasn't expecting him to go all black-eyed.
yeah. So when we see Dreyfus, he goes back to his corporation, I guess whatever. He's in front of the board meeting, business meeting, whatever they're having about the next approach to the company without Malcolm around, and that's when Dreyfus walks in, all tattered, torn, dirty, like disgusting, blood, mud, everything that he's covered in, and he kind of shocks them all, throws them out, and he's actually not angry. Like he's just, I don't know. He's
It's like
weird.
weird.
He's very weird.
Yeah. Like I was like the whole time I'm trying to figure out like what are you doing? I don't even.
Yeah, but he says that he wants to remake the world with his newfound power, and that's when his eyes go black. So we're like, okay, is Dreyfus is Malcolm Dreyfus? Is he a demon now? Like, what does he actually become?
That's when I'm thinking like demon because we know the whole black-eyed thing seems to be a demon thing. At the same time, like Job's eyes glow yellow,
Yeah,
so
we don't
I don't know.
we don't know what Job is though. We're just assuming he's like because we just recently found out what, and I'm not gonna spoil it or anything like that in case you don't watch the show. But we just found out in another show, Supernatural, what yellow-eyed demons actually are, and they're a different level of demons, and it in terms of Sleepy Hollow, what do yellow-eyed demons mean? Because we know there's black-eyed demons. So, is it even a demon? We're just assuming it's a demon, right? Like, oh, Malcolm made a deal with the devil. What? We're assuming that all means it's tied to hell. They're making a lot of references to hell. They could just be throwing us a complete curveball here.
All we know is he's been repurposed
Yeah,
by the Philosopher's Stone. I mean, it would
yeah,
make sense. Okay, so you want to live forever? We got to make you something that lives forever, demon.
yeah,
But
yep.
and that is a good question that Jenny brings up with Job. Why is he so attached?
Yeah, what is the deal with him and Dreyfus?
Yeah, which I laughed that he compared to Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I was a little disappointed we didn't get anything from um, the what's their names? I totally forgot their names again.
Alex
Alex
and
and mm,
it's always his name that I forget.
yeah, it's always his name. Jake.
Okay.
Alex and Jake. Yeah, Agency 365. What they're like, we haven't seen them in like 2 episodes now. Like I'm really really well, I mean, I guess were they didn't go to Sleepy Hollow last week, right?
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
They
His
were
last one.
very very minor in that episode though. And it's like they were non-existent in this episode. And it's like I
I think that
definitely
this
missed
episode
them.
was very much more about Molly
Yeah, this was
than
and
anything.
it was definitely a needed episode about Molly, right? We needed the backstory, we needed the history, we needed to know how they felt about Mitch and all that. And I mean, you even see it at Molly's birthday party. She's really upset, and that was actually a really sweet scene. We got Diana joining her under like the slide, and you have Crane coming in there and sitting in and talking about the witness and all that. That was absolutely fantastic, and what it meant to be a witness. You know,
Yeah.
and this episode for me, I think, was the best for Diana because it really showed Diana actually having the first real emotion other than anger. Uh,
Yeah, she cried a few
yeah,
times.
this
Thought
episode,
of it.
so that helped ground her a bit for me. I feel like she's a character that I can actually like now, maybe. As long as they keep going in this kind of direction with her and don't revert her back.
Girl.
And she said, she was trying to protect Molly. That's why she wasn't being honest with her about what it meant to be a witness, all that. To be honest, Diana doesn't really know either. But she's right. She was ignoring Crane. So the three of them are basically family now. And it's weird in a weird sense of, because Molly, I feel like Molly looks to Crane like a father.
I think we're gonna start to see that more.
Right.
To be honest.
And I think Crane kind of looks to her as a daughter. And this is gonna kind of give Crane the chance he didn't get to have with his son.
Abby. Oh yeah, that okay. So the whole scene where she immediately goes from hugging Diana to hugging him, and that was immediately like the reaction that he had to that was the same thought process I had. I'm like, oh well, he's gonna get this whole like now he's gonna get to be with kid thing.
I mean, because we just dealt with this a few episodes ago, about how Crane abandoned his son and, the trial, People versus Ichabod and all that. Like, we saw exactly what this weighed on him. And for him to kind of have a second chance to do this isn't directly his daughter, but, it's given him a chance to kind of play the father figure role. And,
it makes me wonder if something's going to spark between him and Diana. Or I think Molly's going to... I would love an episode where Molly tries to hook them up.
Oh, that would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. But this really kind of, begs what is the real Mitch like, on top of it. So, I don't know. Just this episode, I loved it. We get to see how resourceful Molly was and everything, with the hood, the bathroom,
I
like everything.
Think the red hood was intentional.
Oh yeah, it was definitely intentional. It was like definitely a Little Red Riding Hood kind of reference. You even have Brian in chat says that some parts of this episode felt very similar to the Once Upon a Time episode Red Handed, which was another
Red Riding Hood.
Little Red Riding Hood episode. So, yeah.
I actually watched that episode.
Yeah, that's my favorite episode of Once Upon a Time ever. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna take Malcolm down now that the Philosopher's Stone is gone. I don't know if they're gonna have to try to glue this thing back together or what they're gonna do. But
well, I mean,
piece by piece.
It says that okay, so he can't see him being completely immortal.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be able to be like.
Well, because the whole ritual I don't think was finished, and we don't even know what's happened to the Horseman yet. We have no knowledge of that. We don't know if he made it out. We saw him burn with the fire, like the fire affected him. We don't know if it killed him. We don't know if he fell and was wounded and then exploded with everything, or if he got away. Like, we don't know what happened to him.
I have a strong feeling the way to defeat him is going to have to do with Bud and the Horseman.
Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like he absorbed the Horseman's immortality. And that Malcolm has basically become what the Horseman is, which ties him to Crane. So it's kind of like the yin and the yang all over again. So, yeah. I don't know. You have anything else for this episode? Is there anything we missed?
Not that.
No. Brian says in chat that Crane asking who Scooby and Shaggy was hilarious. Is definitely one of the best parts of the episode for me. It was like
I laughed at Molly. Molly didn't know about us either.
Yeah. Well, that just goes to show you that Diana is she's restricting to her things, because we've heard it before. No pizza, no TV. Like until your homework's done, and as she's eating pizza and watching TV, like we saw that was like 2 or 3 episodes ago. It seems like there's not a lot of TV watched in this household, so find it very easy for Molly not to know who Scooby and Shaggy are.
So I laugh how the werewolf named Scooby-Doo.
Right? So, yeah. Anyway, next episode is called Sick Burn. Can't wait for this episode. When an internet sensation, Logan McDonald, comes to town, a supernatural infection hits via viral video. Meanwhile, Molly has a frightening vision that could predict a bleak future. Can the team cure the curse? Tongue twister. Before it takes over the town. And then you see in the promo, you see Crane go,
In the middle of
yeah, everyone, can I have your attention? Your phones are evil. Put them down at once, or whatever he says. And
turning them off immediately, and everyone just kind of looked at him like,
everybody, Diana's just like, I could have told you that wasn't going to work. So
I just thought this a couple things.
Okay.
One, because the whole Scooby-Doo comment. This werewolf has been around.
Mm-hmm.
They said that it pretty much has been around since when the Mayflower came over the Mayflower.
Yeah.
It's been locked in Plymouth Rock.
Right.
How the hell did it get out? And two, how the fuck does he know who Scooby-Doo is, considering he's only been out of the world a couple months?
That goes with the mind reading. Like, that's how he knew how to be Mitch. So I
guess that makes sense. Yeah,
if Mitch knew a bit about Scooby-Doo and all that, then yeah. So that's that. And then with the Plymouth Rock, and it was 2 weeks ago, they said. So it was about the time. It was before the Philosopher's Stone. It could have been something Dreyfus did, to be honest, because we know Dreyfus has been playing around with stuff previously, like, oh, let's get this distraction going. Like, he was messing around with the Dreyer sisters, and he was messing around with the thing under the statue of Abraham Lincoln. Granted, both of those instances led him directly to pieces of the stone. That doesn't mean he hasn't been dabbling with other artifacts and things.
But
too,
I mean, they didn't address that at all.
They didn't. They didn't really explain how it escaped, but using the actual stone from Plymouth Rock to defeat it was a really cool twist too. I like that. And Brian says Dreyfus kind of reminds me of Blaine from the iZombie, and I definitely agree. Definitely agree.
Oh, also the first little girl that we saw that he killed was a witness.
Yep. So.
And that's the end of my pulling stuff out of I forgot.
Yep, definitely a lot of questions left. I love this idea for the viral video episode. I think this is going to be great. It's kind of tying the supernatural into the present, which we don't get a lot of. It's usually tying stuff to the past, and tying stuff into the present here is going to be great. Nice change of pace. So,
it's something that we all have problems with, keeping our faces in our phones.
Yeah, exactly. So that about does it for this week. Kim, where can people find you?
On the Twitter is at HUFFITYPUFF.
Excellent. You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM. You can find us all and more on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, games, and movies. Till next time. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
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 Oh.